Hi, everyone. It is Casey Washington from Sustah-Girl Chronicles, and I am here today to give you a 3-month post-op update of my retina detachment journey. I did an earlier video when I first discovered that I had a retina detachment. I went through the surgery and gave you some idea of what actually causes retina detachment. So on November 13th, I actually had surgery to reattach my retina and had a gas bubble put in my eye to help push the retina back into place. Um, After that, I had an inflammation after the surgery about a couple of weeks. So that had caused a little setback, but now the gas bubble actually disappeared after about 70 days. 70 days. And the inflammation is like 99% gone, but still kind of hanging on a little bit. What I've had to do for the inflammation is I'm continuing some steroid drops and also another drop to help keep the eye pressure stable. So that's just a little brief synopsis. 3 months, 3 months. I was off work for a couple of months and went back to work last month in January, around January 17th or so. So it has been an interesting journey. And I just wanted to give people a little heads up about retina detachment because a lot of people believe that retina detachment occurs if you injure your eye. But there's more to it than that. There are other ways that this can actually happen. And I never knew that it was so prevalent until I went to have my surgery and I've gone to my post-op appointments with my retina specialist, and I'm like, wow. And I'm also on a couple of Facebook groups where's what we call retina detachment survivors, and young, old, in between, all ethnic groups. Believe me, it affects a lot of people. Who knew? Well, I know now. And I'm trying to let other people know that what to look out for. But what I also didn't know is that, and I was looking at some data because I wanted to know what are some of the stats on retina detachment. So I read this article in AARP, and they spoke to a spokesperson for the American Academy of Ophthalmology, and that doctor actually said over a lifetime, about 3 in 100 people will experience a retina detachment. Wow. 3 in 100 people in a lifetime will experience a detached retina. And of course, that makes it less common than major causes of vision loss like glaucoma or cataracts. But that's pretty interesting statistic. And then what happens, they describe it as like the retina, when the retina peels off the back of your eye, that's when it detaches. And they said, think of it like um, the wallpaper. You have wallpaper and you're steaming it and it kind of peels off. And that's just kind of like a visual so people will kind of know, get a visual how it works. Because the retina is actually in the back of our eye. So, there's no pain when it happens. There might be some signs. There are 3 signs that they really tell you to pay attention to. And I know people say sometimes they'll see floaters and they just let it go, but actually floaters can be a sign that either there's a tear or a detachment is coming. So please pay attention to those floaters and go check them out, right? Don't just say, oh, like we all do, I'll be all right. It's no cause of concern. I'll be okay. Another thing to pay attention to is flashes of light. I know once I had flashes of light in that eye, and I did go directly to the doctor, to my ophthalmologist, but at the time, they didn't see any problems. But if you have flashes, that means that something is pulling somewhere in your eye. And so if you see flashes, you should be making an appointment and you need to let the doctor know right away. I see flashes. I see flashes. And usually they'll pull you right in. Not now, if you say I just have floaters, they might not take it as serious. But if you see flashes, definitely you need to be in that doctor's office. Also, I know I had, and I think I explained this before, a shadow or curtain over the top part of my eye. So it was like this gray curtain, the top half of my vision field. And I just knew something was wrong. But it can be, some people may get it at the top part, and some people may get it at the bottom part where you're looking out, and it's like this curtain over it, literally. It's like, wow, like at a theater when the curtain is coming down. So if you ever see that, they say that you need to see the doctor right away. And if you see a shadow, is most likely that it has detached. Your retina has detached. So you know what to do next. If you're seeing new floaters, you're seeing flashes, you're seeing the shadow, you need to get checked out within 24 to 48 hours. Because the longer you wait, and it is a detachment, the more of a chance you have of losing your vision or losing some of your vision. For me, unfortunately, I was on a cruise when all of the symptoms started showing up. So I did not get to the doctor within 48 hours because I had to get home from the Galapagos Islands, and it took me at least a day. And then I had to get to the doctor and blah, 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 blah. But anyway, I did have my surgery. What has happened since then? Okay. Um, Again, I had my inflammation period where the eye, I literally saw nothing out of the eye but gray space. So I was on the steroid drops like four times a day. I had some pills that I had to take, and again the drops to relieve the high eye pressure. Uh, I I was going to the doctor every day for about 2 weeks because he was checking to see if the um, inflammation was clearing up, which it did eventually. Now I'm at that stage, like I said, it's 3 months. I have vision in that eye. It's probably about 2100, 2080. However, when I look at letters, they're very distorted in that eye. So the right eye, my good eye, is doing most of the work. It's very sensitive. My left eye is very sensitive to certain types of light. A gray day is my friend. And who wants to live with a gray day all the time? But the gray day is my friend right now. The steroid drops, I'm doing those twice a day now. Probably will whittle it down to once a day. The concern is that the inflammation may return. So he's keeping a watch on that. Now let's talk about the side effects of the steroid drops because they really don't tell you about that. The side effects, what I am having, um, sleeplessness, because steroids will keep you up, they'll keep you awake. That's one. Sometimes some minor headache in this area here. I'll get like a headache. Sometimes what I didn't think of at first, but by deducting what I was taking, muscle aches. And I remember when I had treatment for cancer and taking steroids, yes, I did get a lot of muscle aches. But who would think that drops in your eye would cause some of these symptoms, right? And it also affects the taste buds. So some people say they taste a metallic kind of taste, but for me, it's just like, where's my taste? I'm not tasting things like I used to, unless they're very salty or vinegary or very sweet. You just, it's like you have to put these things in your body, and they're not the best for you, but it's best for that certain body part at the time. And some people say that they get migraines, but I haven't had that. So I've been doing a little research on that. Driving, I can still drive. Basically, the right eye is doing all the work. I usually put on these yellow um, anti-glare like glasses, especially if it's very sunny. I haven't tried night driving yet because I'm just not feeling as comfortable. Still, my depth perception is still off a little bit. So if I'm putting the car in the garage and backing into parking spaces, it's a little different now. Now, if you look at me, you would think nothing's wrong with her left eye, but it is something wrong with this left eye. My vision may or may not improve more. I don't know. Sometimes they say it takes 6 to 12 months for your vision to stabilize. There's always a worry about a redetachment, and that happens quite a bit with some people, but then people have success stories. So you really don't know until your story is not going to be like everyone else's. So in this whole ordeal, this whole journey, I have learned patience. I have learned how to adjust to the situation at this point. Um, I have learned that I have to take my time doing certain things, and I've kind of come to at peace of the I may not be what it used to be. With all of that, all that you go through this type of situation, if you ever go through this or you know people who went through it, one thing that really isn't told is that you need to prepare for the emotional side of this journey because it can get depressing. You can get angry because you just don't know how your sight is going to end up. If you had pretty good sight before and then all of a sudden in that affected eye, you can't really see. Um, it's just the fear of unknown, and then that fear of it may happen again, and then that fear of what about my good eye? Now, if it has a detachment, then I'm going to be in really bad shape. So there are a lot of thoughts there. There are a lot of thoughts that go through people's mind. Um, and that's probably why they say, I'm a survivor of this. So who knew? Now I'm in another survivor group. I was in a breast cancer survivor group. Now I'm in the retina detachment survivor group. But I am so glad with all of this that I can see. It's not perfect, but I can see. So that's what's been going on. Month 3, work is been a challenge because I have to go to different places, different schools. The lighting's different in every place. Um, the setting is different in every place. Trying to look at a screen on a laptop is not easy. So I've made the decision that it's time to retire and just kind of focus on my healing. So I'm fortunate that I can do that. Not everyone can do that. But before I go, I just want to go through a list again of who may be at risk of a retina detachment. And remember, it has no age limits, does not discriminate. Just be honest, it does not discriminate. So these are some factors that can raise your risk of a retina tear or detachment. Nearsightedness. The longer shape of the myopic eye puts the retina under extra stress, increasing your risk. And I'm taking this from the National Institute of Health, the National Eye Institute. Recent eye surgery. If you're planning surgery, your surgeon should always discuss the risk. Cataract surgery, LASIK, any type of uh, eye surgery may put you at risk. Eye injuries. Somebody punch you in the eye, you play sports, the ball hits you in your eye. You may be, that may cause trauma that sometimes can cause a tear or detachment. A family history of retinal detachments. So if someone in your family, your mom, your dad, then that might be a reason you are experiencing a retina detachment. The next one, thin areas on your retina that may be picked up on routine eye exams. I know for me, when I've done some exam, been there, they've said things about the lattice degeneration. Um, Sometimes they see floaters. So, they watch you. They will definitely watch you. If you have diabetes, people with diabetes, related eye disease can develop scar tissue on the retina, increasing the risk of detachment. Speaking of scar tissue, with any kind of surgery, there's going to be some scar tissue. So that's another thing. If you ever have a retina detachment, you have the surgery, the specialist will have you come in to routinely check for scar tissue. If the scar tissue gets pretty bad, then they laser it off. So modern medicine is amazing. It's just amazing what can be done. And then the rest is up to our higher power, our God, your God, and having that faith. So that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. That's a 3-month update on my retina detachment journey. I will keep you all posted, and I hope that everyone is doing well, and just take care of yourselves. Have a great day.